No presentation would be complete without the representation of Prep's greatest asset, our students. Just 3 short years ago, Peter Riley was a young freshman facing the same challenges and the same transitions as your sons. As we'll explain, at times, doors that seemed to close were replaced by opportunities that would have been unexplored. We are exceptionally proud of Peter, an honors student who ranks in the top 30% of his class. Beside being a member of the football and rugby teams, Peter is an integral part of our campus ministry program, the math team, the business club, and volunteers on a regular basis at Wakeman's Boys Club and at Giant Steps. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce to you Senior Peter Riley.
Parents, faculty, staff, today I'm here to talk to you about why I chose Prep as a school, what Prep has taught me both in and out of the classroom, and what it really means to be a man for others. I remember vividly, it was a snowy November morning when I took my first shadow day here at Prep. Everything from the hallways to the students were so much bigger than I was. The buildings were confusing at first, and the rush hour packed hallways seemed chaotic. I would have been extremely intimidated by this if it were not for my host. He and his friends welcomed me, an 8th grader, into their day, classes, and conversations. They made me feel as if I was a part of the school already, welcoming me with open arms. This is the exact reason why I chose to go to Fairfield College Preparatory School. At Fairfield Prep, there is a connection between us all, like a brotherhood. I consider many of my friends from Prep as members of my family because we're that close. I chose to go to Prep because I knew this would be a healthy and friendly environment where I could become a part of something much bigger than myself in this brotherhood. However, what I did not know was how much Prep would teach me both inside and out of the classroom. During my 3 and going on 4 years at Prep, I have been challenged immensely by its academic standard. However, no matter how challenging it may appear, there has never been a time at Prep where a teacher has not offered his or her services for extra help, either before school, after school, at lunch, or during a free. They really do go the extra mile to make sure you understand all of the information. I've learned so much from my teachers academically, from advanced electrolysis in Mr. Canuel's honors chemistry class, to diving into the world of Huckleberry Finn in American literature. However, you can get a good education anywhere. So how is Prep different? Being a Jesuit school, Prep follows the ideals for a true Jesuit education, which is growing in knowledge fully, not just academically. Prep offers your son to grow academically, athletically, and spiritually. For example, Prep sports, and football in particular, taught me about teamwork, sacrifice, and commitment. However, football mainly made me stronger as a person. It taught me that in life and on the field, you will get banged up and hurt. And sometimes, yes, you will fall. But football taught me that when you get banged up, you have to keep on playing. And the same is very true in life. Off the field, Prep also teaches its students about service and giving back to the community. In previous years, I've worked with autistic children in after-school programs. Working with these children has taught me the value of patience and understanding, as well as giving yourself timelessly to help and play with a child for an afternoon. You know, in the world of shallow and self-indulgent people, having an influx of altruistic and self-giving young men into the world are greatly needed. The world is drastically in demand for Prep students because by June of their senior year, they will have grown fully in the ideals of Jesuit education academically, athletically, and spiritually through service, all in one way or another becoming a man for others. Now, I'm sure from the first day of school, your sons have heard the term, a man for others. Freshman year, I took that as being polite, opening doors for people, and being an overall gentleman. Now, don't get me wrong, opening doors for people is very courteous. But that's not what being a man for others is really about. In my own unique way, I learned what it is to be a man for others. Last year, in my AP American Literature class with Mr. Sather, we were reading a short essay by John Winthrop titled A Model for Christian Charity. In it, he describes how the Puritan people must be like the city upon a hill and set forth a shining example for others to follow. Now, this did not click in my mind until the next day when I was driving up North Benson Hill, when I realized Prep is the city upon a hill. To me, being a man for others is about going forth and setting the prime example when others will not step up to the task. It is about making the change you want to see in the world and using the values of patience, reasoning, and understanding you learn to Prep along the way. I also believe being a man for others comes with a lot of responsibility, making sure your neighbors are taken care of, not just on the level of basic needs, but so that they can thrive in life as well. Like I mentioned before, not everyone in this materialistic world will be watching out for their neighbor. Most people focus on themselves and what they need. However, that global ideal contrasts with everything Prep has taught me, which is why Prep students who become men for others need to go out and set that example. That we cannot just focus on ourselves, but that we make the change and look out for our neighbor like he's your family, like he's your own Prep brother. I hope you've enjoyed my speech on my time here at Prep and what your sons will soon learn here in this fine institution. Surprisingly, in 4 short years, Prep will have transformed your boy into a man for others. On a closing note, there is one thing from my experience here at Prep which you should share with your sons tonight, is to savor every minute they have at Prep. It goes by ridiculously fast. It feels as if last year I was just going into freshman orientation. Your sons have a blank canvas and countless opportunities in front of them that they all can master. I know this for a fact that they all will discover what it really means to be a man for others. Thank you.